CodingPhase.com. Your boy's back, and I done did it again one more time. What's really good, guys? How you guys doing? Hopefully you guys are doing great. You know me, I'm doing all right. Today we outside with it, okay? I kind of like being outside. I've been all day inside of the office, so I said, let me go outside real quick, enjoy this beautiful weather, right? Really nice out here in Florida. So I said, you know what? Let me clean up a little bit the garage and get to hang out with you guys, answer some questions. Okay. So yeah, man, how's everybody doing, man? I see Miss Flames is in here. Shout out to you, ma. Yeah, man. Yesterday was a very productive accountability meeting. It's really good to see people like grow, right? And over time, it's funny because people think like learning how to code is like super hard and super difficult, and like you got to be a genius, you got to be super smart to do this. And in reality, it's just about practice. Okay, it's how much time you actually put in, how much work you do, who's your instructor, what's the career path that you're following. It's all about that, right? And it was great seeing some of the work that some of the students had, right? There were some students who also too needed a little extra help, which was good because I don't know. I don't want to say no names, but shout out to the person, right? So there was like one student, right, who's been on coding phase for a while, but his schedule has been so busy and so hectic that it's been a little bit rough for him to like learn certain specific techniques, we could say, right? And it was good that he came in, showed us his project, showed us the work that he has done, because we could see like what he was doing wrong. Like, shout out to him. He knows who he is. I don't want to put him on the spot. But basically, he had to build a landing page, and he built the landing page, but he made a big mistake. And the big mistake was he basically tried to align everything using positioning. So remember, positioning is a great technique to move things around on a page, but you want to make sure you structure your HTML properly, and then that way it's going to be easier for you to go in and make things responsive. Now, for this individual, he used too much positioning, position absolute here, position absolute there, moving things around. So when he tried to make things responsive, even using AI, right? AI was like, bro, AI was about to about to catch an aneurysm. Like, yo, bro, I can't make this shit responsive. Like, your HTML is not structured properly. But it was good that he came in and showed us that project so we could go in and help him out in that process so he could understand, hey, this is not how you do it. You got to make sure you structure your HTML, CSS on the right way and not try to get no shortcuts. Because if you try to do shortcuts, especially in this type of industry, like it might look good in the beginning, it might look right, but then as you continue progressing and you starting to add different things to it, it's gonna become spaghetti code. Okay, so it was crazy, right? But shout out to him. I'm happy that he came through. And he was a good sport. Like, I'll be honest, if something looks like shit, if the thing doesn't look right or you're doing it wrong, I'm gonna have to tell you, right? And some people get upset about that, right? Some people, because I get it, they spend so much time on doing something, but if you didn't do it right, you need somebody to tell you, hey, this is not how you do it, right? You don't need somebody to give you a pat in the back. And some people get mad. I've seen people that I give them a tip. I'll be like, hey, man, this design is not good. And then they get upset and then don't show up for like 2-3 weeks. And it's like, I'm trying to help you. Like, I could be one of those people that go in and just give you a pat in the back and be like, yeah, man, you're doing great. Keep going. And it's like, no, I have to tell you, hey, man, this doesn't look right. This is not good. So shout out to him because he was a good sport. He took the criticism and he already has the mindset like, yeah, I'm going to go in, I'm going to build the next project, I'm going to build it the right way. And that's the attitude that you got to have in this career. Believe it or not, you don't need anybody to come in and just give you a pat in the back. You need somebody to actually be honest with you, because that's how you improve. If you don't know what you're doing wrong, right, or what you have to do to improve something, then you're never gonna grow as a developer, right? Especially in this career. You know, even when you work at companies, you're gonna have situations where you know, there's gonna be situations where a senior level developer is gonna come in and be like, "Yo, this is not right. You're gonna have to do this again." Okay, and it is what it is. You just gotta take the criticism. It sucks. Trust me, I've been there. I've been in that other side where somebody comes in and tells me, "Hey, man, Joe, this ain't it. Right? This is not the way how you do it." And I will have to go in and either have to build it again or fix the errors that I did, right? And I just have to take it in the chin. That's it. You know, that's just how it is. Okay, so shout out to him for being a good sport, and shout out to those that are not good sports that get upset if I tell them, "Hey, you gotta fix this," or "Hey, this looks like shit." Like I'm not. I'm. There's no way I could tell you in a nicer way, other than like if it looks like shit, it looks like shit. I have to be honest with you, right? Because you don't come to me to sugarcoat it. You come to me to just be honest with you so you can improve. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to him. And shout out to every single one of you guys that's in here, guys. If you're here, you're live with me. Please leave a message here on the chat. Show me some love. Ask some questions. Let's talk about this career of ours, you know, of being developers, working in the tech industry, right? Leave some questions, leave some topics, and let's have some conversations, okay? It's a two-way street. You know, I don't have a show. This is not Joe's going to come in here and start tap dancing. This is a two-way conversation, so you got to talk to your boy. Leave a comment, and let's go back and forth. Let me see, reading through here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so Super Chat Chow Tix says, "How do you balance relying on AI for productivity versus learning? For example, I use Cursor to speed up making Shopify UI components. Sometimes I feel like I'm rushing it through it." No, I mean, this is the thing. If you already know how to build something, right, and you already understand the concepts, use AI. That's what it's there for. Okay. In the beginning, when you don't know something, the way how you got to use AI is, I want to build this, right? How would I tackle this problem, right? So, in a sense, you're asking it a question, right? You're saying, "Hey, this is the thing that I want to accomplish." And then from there, you finish it with a question of, "How do I do this?" And also, too, on Cursor, there's a tab at the chat, right? For me, it's the left side. Some of you guys might have it on the right side. But on the bottom, there's a little thing that says agent, and another one says ask. So what you want to do is you want to ask it first, right? And like I said, ask the thing that you want to, well, give it the details of what you want to build, and then from there, give it a question. From there, it will break down how you will tackle that and will give you all of the things that you will need. And then at the end, it will ask you, "Hey, do you want me to do it for you?" And then you switch it over to agent if you want it for the AI to do it. But that's the best way to do it as far as learning, because it's explaining to you exactly what's it going to do and how it's going to solve that problem. So that way you're reading through it and you understand, okay, oh, we're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this, and it breaks it down. If you just use agent is just going to go in and get everything done for you, but you get no benefit out of it. So that's the thing that you know you have to make sure. Okay. Shout out to everybody that's in here, by the way. Let me see. Somebody says, boom, boom, boom. Bro Triple says, don't you have a cursor course on this? Yes. There's a cursor course on CodingPhase.com. So for those of you guys that want to learn how to use Cursor or use AI tools, like definitely check out the course that we have on CodingPhase.com. By the way, guys, we started the Black Friday sale, okay? So all you have to do is go to CodingPhase.com. The prices have been adjusted. It's pretty simple, right? It's $30, which is $1 a day, to do like a monthly subscription. You're basically paying as you go. Or if you want to commit for the year, you could save even more money. You could save another 50% on top of that, which is going to be 182. Okay, so technically right now you're getting a great deal. All these services that we have on codingphase.com, right? We basically usually charge 90 to $100 for it. Right now you could get it for 30 bucks. It's a great deal. If you come in and you sign up to CodingPhase this month. Okay, links on the description if you want it. Okay, let me see. I'm just reading through here. Give me 1 second. Okay, Derek says, "Hi, Jose. It's Joe, bro. Don't do me like that, bro. Don't do me like that, bro. It's not Jose, bro. Don't do me like that, bro." It's Joe, bro. Nah, I'm playing. And in the office is Joseph. Okay, so don't forget about that. Nah, I'm joking, man. But yeah, man. So Derek says, "Hi, Jose. I got an important question. Can I get a job as a remote web developer from St. Lucia in the Caribbean using your job accelerator, the tech accelerator in your program?" So yes, you can. Right. The things that we focus on are positions for jobs here in the U.S. Now, there are certain things that you might have to do. Right. There's some roles that you could do contract work where it could be, maybe 3 months, 6 months, sometimes even longer than that. Those type of jobs, most companies are very flexible because they could pay you through online and everything is fine. But when you work for a company full time, there's taxes, there's things that they have to set up, maybe health insurance, etc. Right? Whatever benefits they might have. So at that point, you will have to do a B2B contract, meaning that you will have to have a LLC here in the United States. And then from there, what you would do is you go through the same process of like getting hired. And then at the end, you mention that, hey, I'm doing this as a B2B, so they could pay you like a 1099. And basically, you just need a LLC. Okay, so that's the thing. I know sometimes for some people it's like, man, I gotta get an LLC. I gotta set up a business in the United States. I mean, it's worth it, right? So to set up a LLC is less than $200, $300 to set it up here in the US. And that allows you to have an EIN number. That EIN number is like your social security number here in the United States for your business. And then from there, what you do is you have the company pay your business, you pay yourself from your business. And then you handle your taxes that you got to handle in your country. But your company handles the taxes that got to pay here in the United States. Now, most of the time, I think like 95% of the time, you're not gonna do double taxes. Like if you pay taxes here, usually you're not gonna have to pay taxes in your country, right? That could be a little bit off, depending on the country, whatever it is. But usually, I know in Dominican Republic, you don't have double taxation. Okay, so if you pay taxes here, you're not really paying taxes again over there. Okay. So for you, you can do the same thing. Shout out to Abraham Paniagua. He's one of the students that have came in and have done the same thing, set up their own LLC. He's worked for a lot of major companies, airline companies, freaking agencies. Like he's been killing it. So you could do the same thing. Now, if you want that full-time job, then of course you got to set up the LLC. If you want to come in and say, well, I want to be able to just start making money, in dollars, like you could definitely do it. It's just about finding contracts and doing the right things, right? Because let's say, for example, right now you want to do like, again, I was, it's not like I want to dog full stack development, but it's just the facts, right? If you want to do full stack development right now, it's very difficult. It's going to be hard for you to find a job here in the US because there's so many people applying for that type of job. Now, if you look for opportunities like CRM specialist, automation specialist, um, web, uh, let's say webmaster, content editor, email developer, those type of roles. There's a lot of small businesses that they might not have the money to hire somebody full time, but they could hire somebody part time or contract work where you're doing work per project. meaning that let's say you work for a company, let's say you did 10, 15 hours that week, you could make $500, $600 from that project. Okay, and then you have multiple companies that as they need you, they come in and they say, hey, Derek, we need you to come in and set up this campaign. You know, Black Friday's coming up. Can you set this up for us? You go in, you set it up, and then from there, you charge your $500, $1,000, whatever it is that you're gonna charge them for that campaign. You have another client that, again, most of these companies that they do those type of project based or contract based is usually you're doing like, you know, at a maximum 10 to 15 hours out of the week. So that leaves you open to do multiple clients. If you go in and you say, well, I got 3, 4 clients in a monthly basis, you're making $4 or $5,000. All right. Now, is it difficult to do? No. You just got to know the right skills. Okay. I see it all the time. People come in and they have this mentality of like, I want to learn what people are talking about online. Forget about what people are talking about online. Focus on the type of skills that companies need you to do. Like if I'm right now, my name is Jose Rodriguez, right? And I'm in Dominican Republic, right? If I'm in Dominican Republic and I want to make some money in dollars, I'm gonna go in and focus on the things that people need me to do, not on the things that I want to do or that people recommend me to do just because it's cool, because that doesn't bring money, right? What you care about is money. You don't care about what the job title is, what you're actually doing, right? What you care about is like, okay, it's a job, right? Always remember this, guys. You have to work in this world. Let's Ain't no way around it. Okay, ain't no way around it. No matter how you look at it, you're gonna have to work. So if you're gonna have to work no matter what, right? Your goal is to say, well, if I'm gonna work no matter what, how can I make the most money that I can? Okay, and you know when it comes to these type of skills, there's a lot of work, right? But you gotta have the right skills and know exactly what companies need you to do. Like right now, I wouldn't, you know, if you say, well, I want to go work at Netflix. Personally, right now, I don't think Netflix would need a content editor or a web administrator because they'll have enough people here that want to apply to that company, right? Maybe they might need somebody from outside of the U.S., maybe a data scientist, somebody who's already an expert in their own country, right? Maybe they'll come in and they hire them remotely. But the truth is, they already have enough candidates here for that. So if you're working from outside of the US, I'm looking at the small businesses, right? Because the small businesses don't have the budget to hire the quote unquote expert or hire, somebody full time, but they'll have enough that they'll hire somebody maybe part-time or project-based, which allows you to make, money in dollars and get a good pay. Because if somebody says, well, I see somebody in New York, they're making $120,000. But you got to understand, why do they make 120,000? It's not because companies want to pay them 120,000, it's because it's expensive in New York. Okay? Just in New York City alone, a year you might spend $30,000, $40,000 just on your rent. Okay? Sometimes even more. If you live in Manhattan, you might spend $50,000, $60,000 a year just in rent. Okay? Now for you, you might live in, I don't know, let's say you live in Belize. Let's say you live in Ecuador. You live in Ukraine. You live in Spain. And all you really need is $3,000 a month. Shit, figure out how you can make $3,000 a month, from your country, and you live good. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I would do it. Sometimes people get lost in the sauce and start comparing themselves to other people, but don't understand the different lifestyles, right? And the cost of living. Companies do not pay you a lot of money because they want to pay you a lot of money. It's to keep you comfortable enough for you to show up to work and be happy enough that you have a clear mind. Companies don't want to go in and hire somebody that's stressed out about how they're gonna pay for the rent. You get what I'm saying? So that's why they go in and pay a lot of money to some people, depending on the different markets. That's just how it is. Let me see. Wizzy a man says, I got an interview next week as a front end developer. Should I get ready for front end or full stack questions just in case? I will say focus on front end, and of course, just knowing enough about full stack development, just how the data flows from the back end to the front end. You get what I'm saying? Also to do some research on the company, like what tools do they use, right? Like it's always good to go in and mention on a company, hey, I see that you guys are using, let's say, Next.js, right? Or hey, I see that you guys are using these tools. I actually have some interest in that specific tool. I might not have that much experience in it, but I would love to be able to work in that stack. You know what I'm saying? Like come in with questions, come in with like, hey, I did my research, I know what you guys do, I know what this role entails and what I'm gonna be doing. So that's how I would look at it. CJ Wisdom says, you had me crying with the Zora videos. Yeah, I'm gonna be dropping one that I made last night, which was WordPress developers. Like the video is me running into an office, and I'm like, "Yo, guys, run!" Right? It's like, "Guys, run! There's a WordPress developer. And he got the cooties," and everybody in the office starts running around. Right? Because some people think like if you become a WordPress developer, it's like you got the cooties. Like, oh my god, you know what I mean? But in reality, it's like all these jobs is just, it's just different roles for different type of companies and different positions, right? So I'm dropping that tonight. So look out for that for the YouTube Shorts. By the way, guys, if you're following me here, follow me on TikTok too. I'll be on both, right? I post more here on YouTube, but I'm on TikTok, once in a while, and I post a lot of like short videos in there. So if you like that type of content, definitely follow me, CodingPhase on TikTok. Let me see. CJ Wisdom says, facts, I had to do that. I gotta get an LLC though. Yeah, get your LLC, man. Let me see, running through here. What's good, Joe? I'm a lifetime member. The new website isn't recognizing my email. Is there something I'm doing wrong? My teacher was still working, though. What you have to do is you got to register. When you go to codingphase.com, if you're already an active member to codingphase.com, either you have an active subscription or you have you have an active subscription or you're already a lifetime member. The number one thing that you got to do is go to codingphase.com, click on the top where it says my account, and when you get in there, it tells you sign. It says log in. You don't have a login because this is a new platform, so you have to go in and click sign up. Then from there, just use the same email that you've been using on Teachable, and that's it. Now, for new people that's coming to codingphase.com, you don't have to go through that process. You just go in, go to the bottom of the page, choose if you want to do monthly or subscription for the yearly, and then from there, just register. That's it, because you don't have an account, okay? So no one has an account on the new version of CodingPhase. So you have to register, and if you want everything to sync, right, with your previous account, you have to use the same email, and we activate everything for you. Okay, Ben? And also too, if you always have questions, you can always contact me, admin@codingphase.com. So admin@codingphase.com, and I will go in and answer your questions. And it'll help you out if you're having some issues getting in. And if I don't do it, somebody from my team will do it. Okay, what's up, Joe? I landed a full-time Shopify dev after watching your channel for 3 to 4 years. Greetings from Germany. Hey, there you go. Congratulations, bro. I appreciate it. Okay. Hey, man, whenever you can, send me an email, man, so we could add you to the Hall of Fame, right, on our website, so we could add you there. I see so many people that have came through CodingPhase, have gotten jobs because either the advice or, the videos that we have done, the courses that we have created. And a lot of people don't even take the time to just update me. You get what I'm saying? Give me a little update. Hey, Joe, thanks for this, da-da-da. Here's a little back end on my story. And then, like, here, share this on the Hall of Fame. It actually helps a lot of people out, right? It doesn't just help me out in a sense of, like, yeah, it's always good to have a testimonial, but also too, it's always good to have other people when they come into the platform and they go through the success stories. They'll be like, okay, this guy is from Germany too, so let me see if I follow what he did, right? And then now they'll see like your story, and they'll be like, okay, maybe this could be a good way for me to get a job here from Germany, right? It's just like a way to give back to the community. If I helped you out in any other way, in anything, right? Just send me an email, share your story, and we add you to the Hall of Fame. Okay. Also, too, it helps me out. You get what I'm saying? Like it makes the platform. How can I say? Like it just validates it, right? So if I've ever done anything for you and you feel like, hey, we've actually given you some good advice, we actually have helped you land a position, get into this industry, always, come into CodingPhase and send me an email. You go at the bottom, click contact, you'll see my email there. Send it to me. We add you to the Hall of Fame, okay? And whatever projects you might need, like let's say you have a digital product, software as a service, we go in and we link it on your profile, right? So that way you could get some backlinks. Like CodingPhase.com has over 8 years in the game, helping people in the industry. So if you have a product, a service, right, getting a backlink from CodingPhase.com, it helps you out rank better. So it's like a two-way street. You help me out, I help you out, and whatever it is that you might need to. Let me see. By the way, for anybody watching this, like I said, right now we having that Black Friday sale. Links in the description. Also, too, just go to codingphase.com. The price is already adjusted to the Black Friday sale, so take advantage, guys. Okay, we've been adding a lot of cool stuff on CodingPhase, man. Like literally, we have new courses, right? We have the career paths, which basically breaks down everything for you, right? Breaks down which courses you got to take. Everything is like a checklist. So we start from learning the basic things, right? If you already know those things, you could check it off and go into the things that you don't know. From there, we give you the projects. From there, we give you the portfolio template, right? That already has all of the tracking features for you to be able to track who goes to your website, who goes into your projects. So that way you know exactly what's going on when people, look at your application, they go to your website, you could actually improve your portfolio. This thing is a game changer, right? It like literally helps you out to understand like what you got to fix in your portfolio. We giving you that, okay? We giving you all of that already in there. So you have the career paths, the courses, interactive lessons, the portfolio template. We give you the projects that you need to be building for specific career paths. Again, we've been doing this for 8 years. All right, it's now 9 years, but I like to say 8+ years, right? Just in case somebody watches this shit in the future, right? So 8+ years in the game, right? Helping people out. You see the success stories. You see, the results that we get. Okay, just because I'm here in my garage, I'm a regular guy, just like you guys, like, you know what I mean. So you're not gonna see me with the crazy lighting, the crazy background. I'm just a regular dude. I'm not here to bullshit you. I'm not here to sell you a dream. I'm not trying to do none of that fancy stuff because none of that shit really gets you results. But when you come to CodingPhase, we make sure that you taken care of, right? Like I said, you have the portfolio project, the portfolio template. Then on top of that, we're looking for the job opportunities. We give you the job board. We go in and test out our email, our resume template, right? Which gets through every ATS bot. If you ever had that problem where you apply to a job and then they send you automatic, rejection letter, like, hey, yeah, we went with another candidate in less than 24 hours, you just got blocked by the ATS bots, right? And that means that your resume is not good. We give you the template for you to get through those ATS bots. So real people could actually see your work and see your portfolio and read your resume, okay? So we have that resume builder for you. And then, of course, like I said, we have the jobs that we add every single day, okay? So yeah, man, come through, man. This is the moment. If you've been wanting to do this is the time. That's it. Also, too, anybody who signs up in 2025, you're gonna get access to the live meetings every Monday. Whoever signs up after 2025, There's no more live meetings for you guys. I'm just being honest. Like, I'm only doing this for the people that's been here on 2025 and before. After that, anyone who signs up 2026, I'm not doing live meetings. I'm not answering emails. I'm not doing one-on-one sessions. I'm not doing that. This is like my last cohort in a sense that I'm doing that for people. Anybody that wants to have me and, you know, help them out directly is gonna be $2,000. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, right? So my plan is I don't want to do it for anybody else, to be honest with you, because it does take a lot of time. I gotta be answering emails. I gotta be looking at people's projects, like, you know, and to be honest with you, at $30 a month, like, that's not worth it. But I'm willing to do it for you guys that signed up this year. Just as my thank you for being, you know, part of the community for all these years, and being able to come in when, you know, you took advantage of this. You know what I'm saying? But 2026, I'm not doing that for nobody other than the people that already signed up to CodingPhase. So take advantage. I mean, you're not gonna find that anywhere else. You know, like, people don't do that. You go in, go look it up. How much does that cost? Masterminds, right? People do one mastermind, which means it's like one meeting with a group of 50, 100 people, right? And basically they charge thousands of dollars for that. I go in and I do that every single week for you, okay? And I answer your emails. Usually people don't answer emails themselves. They just go in and pay an Indian dude to come in, you know, or somebody from the Philippines, and answer the emails. I answer my emails myself. I help people directly. I give you feedback myself, and whatever you might need help with, I go in and I do that for you. You get what I'm saying? No one else is gonna do that. Trust me. Okay, you don't have to believe me. Go do your due diligence. Go try every single platform that's out here. Go to Zero to Mastery. Go to Udemy.com. Go to Skillshare. Go to Pluralsight. Go to all of these places. For 20 bucks, they go in and give you one course and they say good luck. They don't do shit for you. Okay? CodingPhase.com, we give you the courses, the career path, the freaking job board templates, resume builder. Like, we giving you everything. And the fact that you also get group coaching by the actual founder. Like, you're not going to find that anywhere. But that's why I'm not doing it no more in 2026. Because if no one else does it, why am I doing it, right? And people are happy with just paying $20, $30 just for that. I'm like, all right, so why am I doing all this work? You get what I'm saying? Just to be nice, all right? So yeah, so take advantage now. Is this the year that you might want to go in? If you've been wanting to come to CodingPhase, if you was already a member to CodingPhase, this is the moment you want to lock in. If you never signed up to CodingPhase, this is the moment you want to sign up, because you're never going to get this offer again. And that's the facts. Okay, so please don't hit me up next year in January like, yo, Joe, what's the link to the meeting on Mondays? Sorry, my guy, I don't do meetings no more for nobody, unfortunately, right? And it's not personal. It's just you gotta respect the, you know, your time too, and respect my time. Like, I'm not gonna do it for nobody after 2025. So please, if you've been wanting to have this, you want me to help you out, if it means anything to you, right? If you ever done this shit on your own and you think you got it on your own, cool. Do what you gotta do. But if you want somebody to help you out this process at a price that's like literally crackhead prices, like, you're not gonna find that ever again. Okay? Let me see. Shout out to everybody in here. Hey, CJ, I'm from Florida too. Yes, sir. Yeah, Joe, I'm in Florida too, man. I have no circle of geeker friends. I need a circle of people that do the same as me. It's tough out here, bro. Yeah, that's how it is, bro. Trust me, it's even been hard for me. That's why, me personally, I'm getting out of Florida pretty soon. Like, even though I do love the weather, like, this is nice. This is a beautiful, beautiful weather. Right? That's why you see me that I'm outside. I love to be outside. Like, any excuse. Like, right now, I said, let me go live. That's my excuse to go outside and get some sun, right? And I love it here, but to be honest with you, like, I'm probably gonna move either to Texas or to Georgia. So all of you guys that's in Atlanta, the Atlanta area, the Houston area, y'all might see me over there pretty soon. I'm actually gonna take a little trip in December for my birthday. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna take maybe a week, 2 weeks to go around, um, so I could start looking like at the neighborhoods, the areas that I want to move to, right? Might see me around Bankhead real quick. Imagine I'm showing up to the east side. Nah, man. I'm probably gonna see, because also too, I'm not from those cities, anyways. But this time around, right? I'm doing my due diligence. Okay, again, for those of you guys that have been following me for a while, right? I'm originally from Dominican Republic, right? Came here at 7, 8 years old. Moved to New York. Was raised in New York City, Bushwick, Richwood, right? That area. From there, I moved to Long Island once I became a developer. From Long Island, I moved to Connecticut. And in Connecticut, it was nice, but the taxes there were just ridiculous. So then I decided to move to here to Florida. And Florida was great for the first 2 years. And then it got crazy. It's been just downhill from there, right? Bought a house basically for like 300 something thousand, right? Ended up freaking fixing the house up, remodeling, doing a bunch of stuff. Ended up spending like 180,000 in the house. Then from there, hurricane came in, destroyed the house. I had to go in and rebuild it. Basically, insurance didn't want to pay everything. I lost a lot of money here in Florida, and ever since, like my mind's been like this. Imagine like this. Imagine if you feel like you work so hard, and every time you work so hard, a button gets pressed, and you got to start over again. Because every time that you save up some money, or every time that you about to do something good, something that's out of your hands keeps happening. So it's been like that for me here in Florida. So now I'm just like, let me get the hell out of here. Maybe I just need something different, because when I was in Connecticut and New York, everything was just up, 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 up. When I came here to Florida, it's just, I feel not that everything's been going down, but it's just like my mindset from so much bad shit that keeps happening to me here, that it's just like, what the hell? Like, I'm like such a good guy, but I don't know what the hell is going on. That's why I decided, I'm going back to church. Like, I've been going to church. I've been, praying to God. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like mal de ojo, bad juju. I don't know what it is, bro. But it's crazy the amount of bad shit that keeps happening to me here in Florida. It's like I need to get out of here ASAP. God forbid. I feel like the last thing that's gonna happen to me is I lose my life here. So that's like the last thing. I'm like, I've gone through everything that you could go through here in Florida. Everything that I've never been through, I've went through here in Florida, and it's fucking crazy because you think like, man, it's such a beautiful state, such a beautiful this and that, but the amount of negative shit that could happen to you, like people just don't know. People don't know. So yeah, so I'm getting the hell out of here, right? Just give you a little quick rundown, right? Um, and that's it, man. I'm getting the hell out of here. Currently, right now, I'm in a property. Like I said, I sold my house, got rid of it. I was like, I don't want to deal with this fucking house no more. Just it's a money pit, and on top of that, like hurricanes keep hitting my house. It hit us 2 times. I was like, I'm out of here. So now I'm over here, and rental is a pretty nice location, right? As you can see, it's a pretty nice neighborhood, right? Suburban shit, right? And it's nice, right? But the cool thing about it is like, yo, a hurricane could come, a tornado could come here, and I don't care because this shit is not mine. I just walk away. So now when I'm taking this little trip in December to go to Houston, I want to go to Houston, and I want to go to Georgia, the Atlanta area. I'm gonna go in, take my time, a good week, 2 weeks of looking through all of the different neighborhoods, different areas, making sure there's no trees around, making sure that there's no rivers around, there's none of this crazy shit that could happen, right? Like now I learned my lesson. Like you have to like extremely be sure when you buy a property and know everything about that state, know everything about that city, know all the laws, all the rules, the tax code, all of that shit. Because when you buy a house, it's such a fucking big commitment, and that shit could go left easily. So now, when I'm buying my next house, right, I still want to have, at least 3,000 square foot home. I still need a pool in the back. I still need a big ass yard, right? Those are the things that I have in mind that I want, right? That I can't be like, yo, I can't negotiate on that. It's like, no, we need a big house, pool in the back, and big ass yard. And I don't want no neighbors. I just want some shit that is like, yo, I'm going up a little mountain. This is how my dream home is. I'm going up a little mountain. For me to get to my house is a 5 minute drive, right? To get inside, you go through the gate. It takes 5 minutes to get to my house. I'm in the middle of a field, and then I have all that land that I could do whatever the hell I want. That's how I want my next house. So now I gotta go in, go to Houston, and go to Georgia, so I could go in and around the Atlanta area find the right home. I don't want to live in the city, but not too far from the city, but have all the things that I need for me and my family. Again, I share a lot. For anybody that's new here, I share a lot with you guys. I'm very transparent because I feel like it's important that people can relate to you, right? And someone might say, "Well, Joe, you're buying a house, you're doing this and that, you got bread." You have to understand, like I'm coming from the same place that you're coming from, right? The things that I've been able to do have been because I started in this career, and I share all of these things and the growth of my life, so you can use that as motivation and understand that what took me 10 years, you could do in 3 to 4 years. There's no way around it. We can't skip steps. I'm not going to tell you, hey, man, you could do this in 6 months. It's going to take you 3 to 4 years, because for me, I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have a coach. I didn't have somebody that helped me out. I didn't have somebody tell me, hey, take this road, take this other road, right? Do this and that. Like, I had to do this shit from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have no friends in development. I didn't have nobody to help me out. I didn't have nobody to give me some guidance on what I should be learning, what type of jobs I should jump into. Even for investments or even buying a house, I didn't have nobody. Like most of my family coming from the bottom, like they don't know shit. Like a family member would the best advice that they would tell me is like, hey, just buy a multi-family home and you could rent, the first floor and the second floor, and you live on the third floor, right? Like that's that broke mentality, which in a sense is not bad, right? But because you basically living free, but at the same time, they wouldn't be able to give me a good advice because they just never had anything, right? So when someone haven't had anything, is like, how can you tell somebody that once you start making money or you start doing certain career things, like how can they really help you out? They really can't. They could give you life advice, but they can't really help you out in your career or your life, other than like just like regular life stuff. But that's why I tell you guys, like, and I share a lot of these things with you guys so you could learn from my experiences. You know what I'm saying? From my experiences and the things that you could learn from, like, hey, how to do it right. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I try to do here. So when I share a lot of stuff here with you guys, is because I want you guys to learn from it. All right. Let me see, reading through here. So I'm reading through the comment section. Devin Gray said, yo, if you don't get your melanated Ty Lopez out of the garage, I got PTSD. Yo, that's hilarious, bro. Yo, no, that's what's funny. Was like, yo, when I come here in the garage, I'm like, yo, somebody probably looking at it like, yo, what the hell? Here in my garage. Nah, man. I just want to be outside. And the truth is, the reason why I'm here is because it's too much sun. Like, if I go to the back, bro, like, this is one of those neighborhoods that it's like, that I'll show you right now. Like, there's really no shade, bro. Like, there's no shade here. So, I'll show you guys, right? There's no shade. There's no trees, right? This is like a suburban area type shit. This is how the houses here in Florida are. So you have all this open space. It's cool because it's like play football, play with the kids, play with the neighbors and shit like that, right? But if I'm here and I want to be inside, bro, you see how I got all little dots and shit, bro? I'm getting burnt up by the sun, bro. I can't be the sun no more, bro. The sun is eating me up, bro. The sun is eating me up, bro. This shit is crazy. So that's why I'm in the garage. Cause I don't want to be inside. I've been inside, and I'm gonna be inside the whole day today. I'm gonna be coding, building a whole bunch of stuff. I gotta create some ads for CodingPhase. I got a meeting that I gotta do at 4 o'clock. It's a million fucking shit. So the whole day I'm gonna be inside. So this is my moment to come outside and just some air. You know, that's why you might see me here in my garage. Let me see. Hey, let me see. We're into here. Jessica says, hurry. Hurricane situation is crazy. Sorry about that. Hope things go back in the right direction to you. Yeah, man. Me too. I've been just praying to God, man, because I just don't get it, bro. Like, I don't know. Sometimes in life, I'll be like, I feel like when you good, bad shit always happens to you. I don't know. People be say I'm negative. I think negative. Like, who was it? One of my brothers was telling me, right? He's like, "Oh, Joe, you calling it?" Because I was like saying this. I'm like, "Yo, bro, I have a 10-year run when everything's been just fucking good for me. Like, it's been just crazy, right? Like, if I go in and break down all, from my career to everything, all the money I've been able to make, all the stuff, it's been so fucking great, right? Even in the pandemic, I was like, yo, the pandemic was even great for me. And I was like, man, I was like, I'm kind of scared. Some shit's gonna happen because you know how life is. You have always like life is like an up and down. It's like a roller coaster, and I'm like, yo, I've been going up this roller coaster. Where's the way down on the roller coaster? Like, I'm scared because I'm so high. Like, in this fucking roller coaster of life, I'm like, yo, this everything's been fucking going so amazing. And then yeah, with the hurricane shit, bro, and all that bullshit, insurance don't pay, and like it's so much shit here, like that people they don't tell you about. Like if I would have known, I mean, even some of the subscribers like, yo, Joe, be careful, da, 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 hurricanes, da, da. I remember they were telling me that in 2020 when I bought the house, but I didn't believe because I'm like, nah, man, I'm so far away from the water. I'm in such a good spot. Like I don't think I'm gonna get touched by hurricanes and stuff like that. Nah, you could be in the middle of anywhere in Florida, some shit could happen to your shit, no matter what. That's why also too, all of these new properties that don't even have trees, like look at the biggest trees that they have is this here. Like that's like baby trees. Like they're not gonna have no big ass trees. And if you live around any place where they have big trees, like you gotta cut that shit down, all that stuff, because it gets so crazy here. Like I give you an example. Like the last hurricane that came in, I was in the pool area. The the enclosure of the pool area, the shade, right? Bro, that shit got mangled. As if like somebody came in, like a giant came in and grabbed it and just squeezed it, bro. And that was like a $30,000-$40,000 thing to get that shit replaced, right? Every time I think about that shit, that's why I even like to think about it. I'm like, yo, cause it will be like 20,000 here, 30,000 there, fucking how you call this shit? Tico, the electric company, there's like a big problem here now because of all the hurricanes that happened the past few years. They charge you for them replacing the the light poles and shit like that. So now when you was paying $200, the electric bills come in at $700, $800. I mean, I had a big house, I get it, but the jump that they did is fucking ridiculous. And I was like, yo, I'm just fucking blowing money for no fucking reason. And yeah, I was like, why the fuck all this shit's happening to me? I'm like, yo, I hope nobody got a fucking uh how you call this shit? A voodoo doll somewhere. One of these motherfucking haters that be out here like, yo, we got a fucking voodoo doll. I'm fucking rapping some shit under my bed type shit. Like, yo, because I've never seen so much bad shit happen in 3, 4 years. Back to back. Like that's just crazy. That's why I'm just like, yo, I'm scared. I want to get out of here as soon as possible because I feel like some shit's gonna happen to me here. That's why I'm not even going outside like that. Just like I had a situation, somebody had a crazy situation, had to pull up some shit, had to put up the blicky out, cock that shit back. I'm like, yo, I gotta get out of here because this shit's getting crazy now. Last thing I need is for me to, catch a body or fucking somebody bodies me. Like at that point, I'm like, yo, I want to get the fuck out of Florida, like ASAP. Only reason I didn't leave because the kids are still in school and stuff like that. But let's see what happens, man. Anyways, man, let's go in and read through here, get into another topic. I was a barber for 15 years, been coding for 6 years all by myself. Nice. That backyard reminds me of your lives in Connecticut. Yeah, man, Connecticut was nice, right? I loved Connecticut too, because in Connecticut, I used to live like on top of a mountain, and every day I could see the whole, like pretty much, not all of Connecticut, but all of the towns around, and I could see it from my backyard, and like it was nice. It's like it gives you, it gives you motivation. Let me see. Bill Ricardo says, I'm in Connecticut, but there's nothing here. Yeah, bro, that's why I moved from there. But at least one thing that you could know is like, yo, it's safe there and nothing's gonna happen and you ain't gonna have nothing to do in Connecticut, bro. But at least you look at all the shit that I've been through. Like, yeah, I'm bored in Connecticut and fucking done went through hell here. Might as well just stay there, bro. And if you wanna go somewhere, you go for vacation. The stability you get in Connecticut is good. That's why shout out to my boy Traversing Media. Traversing Media, he was we was talking one time and he was telling me that he was thinking about buying a property here in Florida and like moving down here. But he decided that he was gonna stay in Massachusetts no matter what. Because he's already from over there, they already got properties there, like he's in a good space. And yeah, he made the right choice. He made the right choice. He's like, yeah, he just stayed in Massachusetts. Let me see. Shout out to everybody in here, guys. Anyways, by the way, like I said, right now we have those Black Friday sale on CodingPhase.com. If you've been wanting to come in, this is the moment. Links in the description. Come through, okay? So we could come in and help you out. Let me see. Somebody says, I'm in logistics, trying to switch careers. Currently, no HTML, CSS, JS, React. Learning full stack right now to expand my skill. It's hard to find a job for just front end. Love your videos. Yeah, bro, it's hard to find a job for front end or full stack development, bro. This is not, 2017. This is not 2020. This is why I tell you guys, look, let me ask you this, Jason, right? I guarantee you have 95% of the things that you're gonna need to get hired as an email developer, as a web administrator, as a Shopify developer. What's stopping you to come to CodingPhase.com, learn the last things that you need to be able to get a job, right? If I'm telling you right now, when you go into front end, when you go into full stack development, you literally are picking up a lottery ticket and waiting until someone calls you up, okay? Look, you have to decide. Are you coding because you love it and you just want to do this as a hobby? Or you learning skills to get a job? Because if right now, if you say, well, from what you told me, hey, I know HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React, and now I'm learning more full stack to find a job. If you couldn't find a job with just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, it's gonna be very difficult for you to go in and find a job even for full stack. It's not about going in and learning more and more and more. It's about learning the right things that's gonna get you a job. Let me explain this to you, right? You ever seen people that go to school, right? They go get their college degree, they get an associate's degree. They couldn't find a job with an associate's degree. Then they go in and say, well, I'm getting my bachelor's now because with a bachelor's, I'm gonna be able to get a job. They go for the bachelor's, right? And once they get a bachelor's degree, they can't find a job either. Then now in their head, they're like, nah, what I need is I need to go to a boot camp. They go to a boot camp and they can't find a job either with that. Now they go and say, now, but if I get my master's and my doctor's degree, now I could find a job because now I'm an expert, right? So now they go in and go for that route and they still can't find a job. And on top of that, companies wouldn't hire them because guess what? Their qualifications is so high, right? That now when they go in and apply to a regular job, they be like, bro, but you got a doctor's degree. We can't give you a job because this is an entry level position. So now you're in a catch 22. Now you're in an infinite loop, right? And this is how some people go in and quit and be like, yo, this industry so saturated, or oh, I can't find a job, or the economy so bad I can't find a job. Nothing works. You get what I'm saying? So that's the problem that a lot of people is having and continue to have, because it's not about adding more skills on top of what you already know. It's about adding the right skills. If that makes sense to you, you let me know if that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense to you, then it is what it is. I'm not here to convince you, but I can tell you right now, if you're going on that pipeline of I'm gonna learn front end, then I'm going to full stack. No, you don't want to go that route right now, because there's enough people in full stack that know full stack that have a lot of things ahead of everybody else who's trying to get their first job. So now you're no longer special, you're not really needed, and then what happens is that you're trying to compete with people that have experience, have degrees, have already been working in multiple companies, and people that's trying to get those positions, right? When you're trying to find your first job, you got to look at how to get opportunities for yourself. Andrew Anderson says, Joe, what's going on, bro? You just screaming out my name. Joe, what's good? Tell me what's good, bro. Let me see. Yeah, no, that's how it is. Learning more is not gonna, really solve anything. So and that's just an advice that I could give you. I give to every single one of you guys, is like, if you already have enough skills and you can't find a job with that, what you need is to then from there specialize in certain things that companies need you to do. But if you go in and you just go into the deep end, right? Now, of course, if you already have a good job and you're like, Joe, I just want to learn full stack. I want to build my own application. I want to build this, and that. And like, you're in no rush of actually getting a job, shit, continue doing what you're doing, right? Because you're basically a hobbyist, right? When you're a hobbyist, like you don't really have a rush for you to get a job, get a career, switch careers, etc. Now, if you're somebody who's like, okay, I don't like my job and I want to start working in tech, I want to get a new job, I want to work from home, then you should listen to me. Right. Now, if you in no rush and you're like, yeah, I'm good, man, I'm having a great life and I'm just doing this shit for as a hobby. I enjoy coding. I enjoy building, my little games. I enjoy building applications. I don't really plan on having thousands of users on my platform or whatever I'm building, but I'm building it because I enjoy it. Continue doing whatever you're doing, because if you're doing it for the love, do it for the love. But when you are in a position where you're like, hey, I want to get a new job, I want to start my career. Hey, I got all of these skills, but I'm not putting it to work. I'm not, I'm not getting compensated for my work or what I already trained myself for. Then I will suggest you listen to what I tell you. Like, let me see. Looking into CodingPhase now, but I recently paid for Codecademy. Before I found your channel, was taking advice from one of my friends on Microsoft to learn full stack. Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. Look, my advice: go to Codecademy, spend 6 months there, and when you're ready, come back next year to CodingPhase. My job here is not to convince you. My job is to give you a realistic advice, right? Because everyone gives advice, but don't really look at people's situations, right? And that's the problem, right? Sometimes people go in and be like, well, yeah, bro, just learn this, this, and that. But then when you ask them, like, how did you get that job? Like, oh, I got a degree in this. How did you do this and that? Well, I code for like 2, 3, 4 years. But you, on the other hand, you're like, yo, I want to get a job in the next 6 months. So the advice that this person that's giving you, that's not gonna help you get a job in the next 2 to 4, 6 months. Like it's just not, right? So I'm just here to help the people that want to get helped and I could help, right? But yeah, you'll find out in your own time. Trust me, because it's stuff that sometimes you got to make your own mistakes, right? And once you make your own mistakes, then you come in and you correct it. It always happens like that. Trust me, I've done a lot of mistakes in my career in the beginning. Like all the stuff that I did, like I give you an example. Like when I first started learning how to code, right? I went so deep into JavaScript. Like I'm fucking really, really good in JavaScript. Like I'm elite level in JavaScript. But did I need to become elite level in JavaScript as a beginner? Hell no. I didn't have to do all that shit. I didn't have to be spending 12 hours a day learning all of this shit, learning every method in JavaScript. Shit, I know about stuff in JavaScript that I've never used in my life, right? When I got in the game, then I realized I'm like, oh, you don't need to learn everything. You learn only the things that you're gonna need to solve the problem. Oh, you don't need to learn every single thing about full stack development when companies are not gonna give you a job as a full stack developer without experience. Oh, you don't need to go this deep into this specific language when there's no jobs for it. Oh, so it's like mistakes that we all make. I made it. I fucking trust me. My first 2 years was just that. Like, bro, I used to know like a million fucking frameworks. Like, I used to know freaking look. Used to know JavaScript, right? Hard code, vanilla JavaScript. Then from there, jump into backend, well, not backend, but Backbone, YUI, jQuery, Knockout, um, bro, a bunch of shit. Then from there, got into the space of um, like templating languages, right? Started learning about Twig, started learning about Blade, EJS, or what's the other one? Knuckle, not Knuckle, nunchucks. Bro, this shit that I know that I'd be like, that I look back now, I'm like, yo, I spent a month on this bullshit. I've never used it. I spent 3 weeks on this bullshit. I've never used it. I've never. Yo, there's so much shit that I'll be like, yo, I wish somebody could give me my time back. All those first 2, 3 years from 2011 to 2013, I wish I could go back in time and just like tell myself this stuff because the shit I tell you guys now is the stuff that I was doing back then and that you guys are still doing now, right? And it's normal because when you don't have guidance, you don't really have somebody that has been doing this for long enough. You think that the more that you learn, the better that you're gonna become. And that's bullshit. That's not how this shit works, right? It's like when people go in and like they try to learn like how to pass algorithm questions. They think that going through lead code and doing 500, 600 questions is gonna make them better at answering questions in an interview. And in reality, you don't need that. You don't need to do 500 problems on lead code. You just need to learn the concepts and learn a couple of the problems. You only need like 20 problems from lead code. And once you know how to do and solve those problems, then from there, you pretty much can solve any problem that any company could throw at you. But again, when you're a beginner, you're like, yo, I gotta learn all of this shit. I gotta do all this stuff. That's why I hate when people go in and be like, yo, I got a developer roadmap. And their developer roadmap just throws a bunch of bullshit that you're never gonna use on your career. Also, too, like when people just go in and be like, yo, yeah, you wanna be a full stack developer? Like, what does that even mean, right? Don't tell somebody to become a full stack developer. What you want to tell them is, all right, this is this job and this is this industry, and these are the things that you're gonna need for this specific job in this specific industry. When you do that, you basically cut out 75% of what everybody else tells you to learn as a full stack developer, right? Like for example, like if I go in, I'll tell you, hey man, e-commerce is big, it's huge. Someone might say, well, e-commerce, what does that mean? It's everything that you fucking sell online. When you go on TikTok, when you go on Instagram, when you go on YouTube, when you go on Google, on any Google search result, everything that you see from advertisement is e-commerce, right? Those are companies selling products and services online. If you niche down to that, you pretty much have more than half of the internet of companies that you could apply to. But no one tells you that, right? When you go in and you say, well, I want to go work at Fang, right? Fang is really like 4 or 5 companies that you could work for, right? And they have a specific type of problem, specific issues, and they hire a specific type of developer, engineers for those type of companies. But you're actually missing out on 80%, 90% of every other job that's out there because you're preparing yourself for a job at Fang when in reality you're not being prepared for 80% of the other jobs that's here. You know what I'm saying? You go in and you're like, I'm preparing myself for this specific company, and it's like, bro, the chance of you getting that specific company as your first job is slim to none. Now, if you go in and you make the your chances better, your percentages better to go in your favor by going into a small, medium-sized company, you'll get a job fast. If you go in and you put in the odds against you. Let's say if the odds of getting a job at Google as your first job or even Microsoft is a 85 to 1 chance or 1 out of 85 chance, matter of fact, 1 out of 85 chance. Now, if you go in and you say, well, I want to jump into e-commerce where there's millions of companies that sell products online, right? Now you're doing the opposite. You have 1 out of 30 chances of getting hired instead of making a 1 out of 85, 95. You're putting the odds better for yourself. Again, I'm a very realist. I'm a very like, I don't like to leave shit for chance. I don't like to get a lottery ticket. I like to go in and say, if I'm gonna work, I need a job. I'm gonna learn this skill. This is where the jobs is. That's what I'm gonna learn. I don't like to go in and just be a generalist and just like I'm pulling out a fucking ticket and be like, hopefully somebody comes in. Because believe it or not, the number one question I ask people is like, yo, when was the last time you walked down the street and you found $100? If you haven't found $100, right, in your life, or you haven't found $100, shit, $50, $20, you walking down the street and you haven't found $20, right? Most likely your chances of you just getting some shit that is like a lottery ticket, you most likely not gonna get it on your first try. So what you do is you go in and you put the odds in your favor. You do everything that's gonna get you that dream job, that position that you want. And you do it by making the right moves. This shit is chess, not checkers. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? Yeah, Netflix is hiring, but they gonna need somebody with a degree. But shit, I don't want to go back to school and get a degree. So let me go in and figure out how I could work at companies, get experience, learn enough skills so on my second year, I could go in and say, well, I don't have a degree, but I got 2 years, 3 years of experience working at these companies, and this is how I actually brought value to these companies and how I helped them, generate more income. At that point, they got to open up the doors for you. Now that they're going to give you the job and it's a guaranteed, now they're opening the doors for you. But if you didn't make that right move and you just put everything on that lottery ticket and be like, yeah, man, I'm putting everything on this lottery ticket, bro. We're going to go to Netflix. I'm not, shit, I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to get it. If you put your life on that situation, you're going to be disappointed 99% of the time. That's why for me, I don't like to get disappointed. I like to go for the shit that is for sure. So that way, when I go in and be like, all right, I'm going for this job, I need to get the skills, they're hiring here, I get that. Then from there, I see that for me to get to another $20,000 more, what do I need to learn? I already got experience, I already went through my first job. Cool, let's jump to that next job. Learn the things that I need to learn to get there. Cool. After that, I'm working at this company a year and a half. All right, cool. I got 2 years of experience, 3 years of experience. Guess what? Now I want to go work at Fang. I want to work at these major big companies. What do they need? Oh, this is the skills that they need? Okay, now I learned those skills. What's their interview process? Cool. I'll spend the next 6 months practicing and preparing myself for those type of interviews. Now you went in through like 3 years of what I call the school of hard knocks, which is you're actually getting real life experience. And when you show up to these companies, they're gonna open up the door for you. And now you're prepared to actually pass the interviews, and now you could wow them. You get what I'm saying? At that point, guess what? Now you're working at Fang. Congratulations. Okay, now you could go in, now you could be on YouTube and say, hey guys, this is me, my name is Bob, I work at Google, this and that. But if you decide to go in and pull a fucking lottery ticket, you're gonna sit your ass down and you're gonna have to wait it out until the universe comes in and pulls your ticket. And you might never get that ticket pulled. There's people that's been playing the lottery for 20, 30 years and never won anything more than $10. You get what I'm saying? But what do I know? I'm just a random dude with a hat on here in his garage. What do I know, right? What do I know, bro? Don't listen to me, bro. What do I know? Yo, man. Let me see. Reading through here. Joe know every Teletubby framework. Yeah, bro. That was my biggest mistake. I wish I could go back in time and be like, bro, don't spend time on that shit. If I was to know what I know now, if I was to go in and tell myself back then, here's the things that I would say. I will go in and say, bro, only learn what you need to do on your job. Don't learn anything else. When you do have free time, learn more about business, learn more about investments, and learn more about marketing. Because you need to know about business, right? So you could actually get out of the bullshit job, right? Because every job is bullshit. Even if they pay you $200, it's still a bullshit job compared to what you could do if you own your own business. But if you don't know anything about business, You don't even know how to do research. You don't know how to find the right products. You don't know how to do, market research to see what's your competitors. Like, if you don't know none of that shit, forget about it. Like, you're always gonna be working for somebody. From there, you need marketing to be able to promote it, right? And the last thing will be investments, right? And probably should be like the first one of the probably the second thing that I would learn, right? Because one thing that I've learned over time is that, I've made a lot of money over the years, but by not knowing how to do the right investments, I could have had right now probably like 10, $20 million right now. You know, I'm in a comfortable situation and position, but if I would have known how to properly do investments from back then, like I used to have like 1,000 Nvidia stocks, like shares, when it was like dirt cheap, back in 2014, 2015, super cheap. I had freaking Microsoft, dirt cheap. I had AMD when it was $6. You know what I'm saying? But by not knowing about investments the right way, when I took the quick cash, meaning like, oh yeah, boom, I'll take the quick cash. Oh, I just made an extra 20,000, 30,000. Oh, boom, I buy a new car. Or hey, I take a vacation to over here, or I do this and that. Like, most of the stocks that I will buy, I'll flip it a couple of months, boom, sell it, and keep it moving and make some profit. Knowing everything I know now, it's really about the long game, right? There's opportunities that you have that if you know about investments properly, like, you could be paid for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, look at AMD. AMD touched $200, right? I remember there was a point I had like, I think it was like 1,500, 1,400 shares of AMD at $6. Go back into the time frame. You could look it up. It was $6, like around 2014, 2015, right? When I flipped it, it got to 32. I sold that shit, right? I sold, like, I used to like buy and then sell whenever I needed some extra shit. But not really understanding that that's not how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to go in and take, like, let's say, for example, if you take 5%, 10% of whatever you earn every single year and you invest it and you just let it sit, bro, by the time you're 10 years in, you'll have mad bread. That's the shit that I wish I would have known. Like, crazy amount of bread. Because even right now, like, there's a lot of opportunities. Like right now, like, look at Open, right? Open is a real estate app. They sell homes, they buy homes. That shit is dirt cheap right now, right? I don't know, it's like $6, $7 around there, right? The last time I checked. That's a company that if you buy right now, again, not financial advice, right? But it's a company that if you go in and you was to buy it, even just a few shares, and you just let it sit, right? 5 years, 10 years from now, that shit will fucking be a lot of money. That shit will be like $150, $200. But you gotta understand, this is why it's so important to only invest 5% to 10% of whatever you earn every single month or every single year. So that way, that doesn't hurt you, and you don't have to go in when something happens or you want to buy something, you don't have to sell it because you only invested 5%, 10%. You still got all of your money there, and you could just use it for whatever you might need. But you always saving or investing 5%, 10% of your income. That shit grows over time like crazy. And again, that's why I said, if I was to go back into time, right, of 2013, this is what I would tell Joe. Learn only the skills that you need to learn to get the job. Focus on the things that you need to focus for specific niches, okay? And focus on business, marketing, and investment. So when the money comes in from this new job, this new career that you have, right? You know how to create your own business, you know how to market your own business, and when you have money coming in, you have the right investments So 10 years later, you could just disappear to an island. You know what I'm saying? So that's the shit. That's what, when I come here, I give you guys game. It's just me giving you advice of shit that I wish somebody, if I would have found somebody like me talking on YouTube back then and putting me on, like nobody was really like, go look up 10 years ago, developers, right? Or anybody that used to talk about development. There was like Eli, the computer guy, whatever. But he don't talk about nothing. It was just like, hey, how to reset this password, how to connect this fax machine. This you know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't teaching you shit, right? Sometimes there's people like me. I need advice. I need somebody to come in and give me game, and not put it behind a paywall, right? Because sometimes when you broke or you just building up, you don't have the money to go in and pay an expert, because there was experts back then and people that will go in and give you game, but you got to pay $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 to go talk to that person, or for that person to teach you how they make money or how they were able to be successful in a career. They wasn't doing like what I do here, like on YouTube or even on CodingPhase for $30. They don't do that shit. The people that are making bread, they just keep that information to themselves because it's much better. It's like right now, we all in here, we got 40 something people in here. Probably over 1,000, 2,000 people have came into this live stream. If we all in here, right, and we all start making money and we all in a good position, the average person, right, the average YouTuber and all these random clowns that you see online, the way how they look at it, they be like, well, if they know exactly what I do, why will they come and see me? Why will they pay me? I don't look at it like that. I go in and I look at it like, nah, if we all making money, we all in the same position, then now when this person sees an opportunity, he could let me know about it. And when I see an opportunity, I could let him know about it. That's how I look at it. That's why when I come here, I give you guys game and put you guys on. It's really like I'm trying to elevate you guys and give you guys the advice that could save you time. Because what took me 10 years, you could do in 2 to 3 years. And then once you're at the same level as me or even surpass me, guess who could give me game by then? It's going to be you. You could come in and be like, yo, Joe, I'm seeing this play here. There's a business move here. This is what you should pay attention to. Hey, Joe, you should pay attention to this thing. There's a great opportunity here. Maybe one of you guys might come in and say, yo, Joe, I actually want to go in and buy a property. I've been wanting to buy like multiple properties. But guess what? I don't have that network. I don't have that circle. So when I come in here, I want to elevate you guys. So I want you guys to be in the same position as me where you go in and say, yo, Joe, I got $500,000, but I want to put 100,000 into buying a property. What you think about this? I'll be like, yo, I got 100,000 too. Cool. Little Billy guy or Jay Jster has another 100,000. Let's go in and buy the property. It's 300,000. It's a multifamily location, right? We could buy it for $2-3 million. It got multiple apartments. Now we in a position where we can make moves. But when you here by yourself and you don't have no network, you're basically just working on your own, right? That's why when you see a lot of people that they they doing all these big moves, they don't do that shit by themselves, bro. It's a network, right? Shout out to the shout out to the Jews, right? I love the Jews because they move as a collective, right? They go in, right? Somebody comes in, hey, my son did this and that. They go to the synagogue, they link up, boom. He just opened up a law firm. Everybody in the community, everybody in the church, and the thing know that this kid, little Billy from Mark's son, he opened up a law firm. Whenever you need a lawyer, make sure you call Billy. It's a connection. Now, little Billy, he's never had any clients or anything, but just because of his inner circle, he already has his first 10 clients. He does a good job for those 10 clients, they pass it on to the next person. That's the thing that I've been trying to build here with CodingPhase. You have to give game. You have to put people on. You have to let people know what has worked for you so you could have a circle yourself too. It's like when you go to what they call a sorority or those college groups. There's people that go to college and college wasn't shit. But the networking that they did in those universities is what really drives them to get to the next level. It's not really even the degree. It's the network that they get to do in there, right? That's what I've been trying to do with all of this here, man. Shout out to every single one of you guys that always come in here. Mahili says, wants to take your course, but I think the site I don't know what you're talking about. The site keeps crashing, bro. Site is up and running, up and good. So I don't know where you seeing crashing. Wizzy says, Dame Dash been saying this, but people will gatekeep and crab in a bucket mentality. Yes. Look, I come from that world of Dame Dash, that because I agree with 99% of the things that he said. You know, his personality is a funny dude. He likes to joke around, and people don't like that, right? But everything that he says is facts. Like, you're supposed to, like, if right now, if I'm in a good position, right, and I put every single one of you guys in position, the day that I might need some help, like right now, shit, right now I could be in a messed up situation, let's say, God forbid, right? But because I help one of you guys could be in a position 5 years, 10 years from now. Let's say I lose everything. Joe get canceled, Joe gets destroyed, whatever. 5, 10 years from now, right? Something could happen. I don't know. Who knows what could happen? This world, you up one moment, you're down another one. And guess what? Renee's working at a company, and Renee says, damn, Joe put me on. He was one of my mentors. He helped me out. I see his situation. Joe, they're actually hiring here. So maybe I won't even have to go through the whole interview process, but just off Renee and the experience that he's had with me and the work that I've done with him, he goes in like, yo, this guy's an expert. This guy's legit. This is the guy that taught me. This is the guy that put me on. So now, by me doing this, and the day that I might need it, Renee might be my boss and put me on and say, yo, Joe, we got a job for you here. Welcome home, kiddo. You get what I'm saying? And now he's like, yo, he lifted me up. That's how life is. That's how it's supposed to be. But some people, they love to gatekeep and keep everything to themselves, not give information, not put people on, because they want to feel like they're above everybody. Also, too, there's some people that, you know, no one wants to see you do better than them. A lot of times. I'm the opposite. I like to see people do better, you know, because if I give you the game and it took me 10 years to do everything that I've been doing, and you do it in 3 years, I feel proud. I'm happy. Shout out to my boy Omar Suriet. Omar came in 2017. Omar got 3 homes. Omar don't even work as a developer no more. Omar is just, last time I called him, he was in DR. He's like, yo, I'm in DR right now. When I see him, I'm in Miami. I'm this, and that. I'm like, yo, but he don't even work as a developer. Guess what? He came into the game. He came in smart, came in with the investment part. Boom, got 3 houses, got 2 homes where he's renting it out. He got his crib, chilling, doing what he has to do, right? Every time I call him, dude sounds good. Dude is moving how he's supposed to be moving. You get what I'm saying? So I'm proud of that. He got to accomplish more than me in my first 3-5 years, and he did it within 2. It took me 8 years for me to quit working for companies. He did it in 2. I'm proud of that because he came in, used the game, listened to what we said, and he implemented everything. So pretty much we gave him the shortcut. We gave him the first thing that he needed to go in and expedite everything. But I didn't get that because I didn't have a Joe. I didn't have a CodingPhase. I didn't have none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, it's going to take me longer because I'm the first pilgrim. You get what I'm saying? I'm the first pilgrim, bro. I'm the first pilgrim. I'm over here. You get what I'm saying? I'm over here cutting up the leaves, creating the path. Shout out to everybody in here. By the way, guys, listen, like I said, if y'all want, you know, right now, CodingPhase.com, we got that Black Friday sale. It's literally $30 a month. Okay, it's crackhead prices. Like you're not gonna find a price like that with everything that we provide on CodingPhase. And again, as you can see, I care about my subscribers. I care about the people that come in here. My goal is to really help you guys out and put you guys on. And yeah, let's make it happen. Let me see. Reading through here. Renee says, that's the exact same thing that happened to me. This guy I connected on LinkedIn brought me up with him. I heard they might offer me a permanent position. Nice. There you go. Nice, nice, nice. Congratulations, bro. So tell them, say, hey, I'm working as a Java full stack developer for at least 3 years and wanted to switch, wanted to work from home from US, Canada. Which was the best platform to apply to these countries and how can I? Well, check Indeed.com, LinkedIn, Dice.com, um, RemoteOK.com. You could use Google. Google search results. So, like, let's say search the job title that you want. Then from there, put career site on Google, and then it will give you the link to all of the different websites as far as like career sites, specific career sites directly through the companies for that specific job that you're looking for. Shout out to Brandon. Brandon King's like, yeah, I always have pesky meetings at noon. Definitely going to rewatch the stream. Yeah, it's gonna be up, bro. I'm not deleting it. I think this being a PC live stream, like we haven't said nothing crazy. I mean, we could get crazy right now though. So if we do get crazy in the last 5 minutes, it might be deleted. Shit might self-destruct. Nah. Nah, we're gonna end the live stream here, guys. Just like Brandon said, this been a good live stream. So let's keep it like that. Sometimes when we in here for an hour and a half, 2 hours, then shit gets a little a little fresh. We always say something inappropriate at the end, so then we got to delete it. So right now it's been good. I think we putting a lot of information, a lot of different topics. And yeah, like I said, guys, for those of you guys that want to come in, check out links in the description, codingphase.com. Yeah, man, here in my garage. Guys, somebody, I wouldn't be surprised somebody's gonna be like, yo, this guy going broke. Like, what, he lives in the garage now? Yeah, because you know how some people are, man. Like, I'll never forget this shit. Like, mind you, I'm living in Connecticut. I always bring up this story because it's just hilarious and just like the type of mentality that people have, right? I'm living in Connecticut in this small home that I had gotten, right, for me and my girlfriend and my wife at the time and my first son. He was just born. We moved to Connecticut. I've never been to Connecticut, so I just picked a small house just for us to live and be comfortable until we figure out where we want to live. The house was nice and small. It was like 1,000 something square feet. And a Indian dude from the middle of nowhere. He's like, yo, he's like, you don't got a dishwasher? Mind you, this dude he's stealing Wi-Fi and he's worried about me if I have a dishwasher, right? Mind you, he don't know I got like $300,000 saved up. Sometimes don't judge a book by its cover. Don't think like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes people are so stupid, right? But it was funny because the dude was like, yo, you don't got a dishwasher? My uncle that's a truck driver in America has a dishwasher. And I'm like, bro, your uncle's a fucking, truck driver driving for fucking 50, 60 hours a fucking week, right? He probably has his wife, has all his stuff, probably already settled down. I'm 27 years old. I'm 28 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm just moving to my first home. I'm not trying to do no big investment. I'm just having something nice for me and my kid. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, I got bread. Like I'm comfortable. I'm like, yo, I got 300,000, which I quit my job so I could do this thing that we do now, codingphase.com, right? But he don't know that. He don't know that. It's like sometimes people so stupid. You don't connect like, yo, this dude got a $70,000 car, right? This dude don't work for nobody. Like, if you want a dishwasher, like he'll get a dishwasher. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just thinking right now. That's what I was like thinking today. I was like, yo, I'm gonna do another live stream in the garage. And then I was like, yo, I, what is somebody is gonna say for the garage? They're gonna say something about Ty Lopez here in my garage, right? And then I was like, some idiot probably gonna be like, damn, he's going on hard times. He's doing live streams from his garage. What happened to the pool? What happened to the big house? This not knowing I cashed out. I got mad cash on me right now. I'm just waiting to find the right home that I want to buy. But most people don't know that. They don't understand that shit. Sometimes I'll be like, people don't know how to put two and two together. Like, we just sold a house where we got double what we fucking paid for it, and we fucking doing really good. We just got CodingPhase.com. We got fucking the agency, like, bro, monthly basis, bro, it's like it's high. Like, so, but I was just like thinking about that. Shit came up to my head. I was like, yo, I wonder what was somebody gonna say. So someone already said the Ty Lopez shit, right? But here in my garage, right? And then I'm just waiting for some Indian dude that don't even have a fucking don't even have fucking Wi-Fi to come in and say, damn, this guy's going broke. All right, yo, man. Shout out to everybody in here. Let me see. You get that energy back when you truly do things to help others. Yeah, man. We got that energy back, bro. Ibrahim says, I want we in Africa to believe all this. Let me see. What is it you want? Have access to all this. What? I don't think we have in Africa. This is what Ibrahim says. I don't think we in Africa have access to all those things that you suggest. Well, the truth is, Ibrahim, is that, and this is, again, hopefully I don't sound like an asshole, but my content is for people that is here in the United States and can work in the United States. Now, I gave you a solution to how to do this, how to work in the United States, and it's really by finding out what people don't want to do in the United States, right? Maybe things like PHP, maybe C Sharp, maybe Java. A lot of people don't want to do that here in the US. So that's where you could go in and, find a little break for you to get in. Now, if you can't get a visa here or you can't find like a company that will pay you on a contract base, what you have to do is you gotta open up a LLC. A LLC is a company entity. It's like having your ID or your social security number here in the United States. And then what you do is you apply to jobs here in the United States. And then from there, you, instead of giving your social security number, you give your EIN number. So you could get hired as a contract to contract, business to business contract. So that's the solution. Okay. How do you get a visa to come to the United States? I don't know. I don't work for immigration. How do you go in and get a job here, internship? And I don't know. I just don't know about that. So I can't help you out for that. My suggestion would be find an African who can give you advice on how he has done it. Because the same way how, you know, I'm not gonna give you advice on shit that I wouldn't know how to help you out, right? I could tell you there's ways that you could do it, but I wouldn't know the exact details of someone in your situation of how to do it. That's why I stick to my niche. I'm not one of these YouTubers who come in here and give general advice. I only give advice to a certain amount of people that's here in the US, and I focus here on the US market and for people that want to get a job in the tech industry. Not learning how to code, right? If you want to learn how to code, go follow another dude that you just want to do this shit as a hobby, you follow somebody else. If you want to get a job and you want to get a job quickly, you listen to what I say. And of course, you got to have the requirements that can you work here in the United States? can you work the time zone of the United States for these type of jobs that I talk about? That's it. So hopefully that answered your question. The breed process dude was bugging out and spamming. No, it's okay. It's fine. He had a question. He just wanted to get an answer. Because it does sound like, man, so good to be true. It's like, how do you get it? This. But the truth is, like, it's not gonna work for everybody, because if you don't have a permanent resident or a work visa or U.S. citizen, right? A lot of these companies is not gonna hire you. So you gotta find specific opportunities and ways to bypass it, right? So, you know, that's what all I can do. That's all I can really tell you, But as you can see, most of my audience is from here, from the U.S. Either they're Latino, Black, White, Asian, right? And they're based here in the United States. And that's my audience. That's who I talk to. That's who I help out. I can give you some pointers when you're outside of the U.S., but if I go in and start focusing on you guys and giving you guys advice, I'm not gonna give you a good advice because I just don't know. If I just don't know, what's will be like the right way for somebody from Africa to come in and work in the United States, unless they do a LLC. So hopefully that helps you out, and hopefully you respect that. At least I respect your intelligence and your time without giving you some bullshit. Okay. So, anyways, man, shout out to everybody in here. We're about to get out of here. I'm gonna see you guys later. You already know it's your boy Joe back at it again. CodingPhase.com. Love you guys. Take care.